Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. In 1969, Sesame Street was born, an educational show that actually made learning numbers, letters, and words somewhat entertaining. It was put together by puppeteer legends Frank Oz, Jim Henson, and a few others. For a while, it was everywhere, and you can believe it, this show is actually still on TV, running almost 40 years non-stop. Surely there must be some kind of movie we can exploit out of this. Luckily there is. In 1985, Warner Brothers released their big-screen motion picture groundbreaking epic, Follow That Bird. Good this is gonna be painful. The show itself never made any sense, so what makes people think that a movie about it is gonna make any sense? I haven't seen this movie in years. I just remember that it was weird and childish. I mean, okay, it's a children's movie, but that's beside the point. It's time I look over this crazy, nonsensical garbage and give it the beating that it deserves. So, let's dive right in at the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the Grouch Anthem?
No, no, no. With a Grouch Anthem, you stay sitting down.
Oh my, it's Oscar! I haven't seen him in years! He's like the first puppet I ever saw in my entire life. He's like totally responsible for the grumpy personality I am today. I mean, I just looked up to him, I just loved him, and I'm sure this movie's still gonna blow despite him! Alright, so it starts out with an organization called the Feathered Friends, which apparently relocates orphaned birds with proper families. It turns out that Big Bird is on that list. Dude, look at this information. Was someone stalking him? And one representative, Miss Finch, goes to his aid. So this logically brings us to Sesame Street, where we, of course, come across Big Bird! Oh my God! He is just as big as I remember him. Some things never change when you're a child. It's a man in a costume! A big, lovable, heartwarming costume. So he's told that there's a family called the Dodos who are willing to take him in and look after him. So Big Bird, always looking for a family, agrees and decides to say goodbye to all his friends. He's like a big hairy Dumbo but with depression.
Oh, Snuffy, I guess this is goodbye.
Oh, Bird.
Oh no, Big Bird, don't leave! Don't leave, Mr. Snuffleupagus!
I hate to see you go.
What the f*** wrong with me? I'm a Nostalgia Critic, not the pussified emotional cries over every Sesame Street related motion picture epic where every person puppet and occasional crappy animated animal tugs at your heartstrings critic! Okay, so Big Bird goes to live with the Dodos, but finds he's not really fitting in. Mostly because the Dodos are certifiably insane. It's pretty bad when a group of characters seem so crazy that even a Sesame Street movie can't pull them off as normal.
Great time around. Get the door, Marie.
No way.
Go on.
You get the door.
Get the door,
Get
Marie.
the door.
Go on and get it.
No.
Don't be stubborn.
I'm not
Go on, Marie.
I'm not gonna.
Get the door.
This is worse than I thought.
Wanting to keep his mental health, Big Bird runs away and tries to get back home. But Miss Finch is determined to get him back before he reaches his destination. So the Sesame Street gang goes looking for him. The gang consisting of Oscar and Grover, the Count, Cookie Monster, and Bert and Ernie! As you notice, Bert and Ernie are sharing the exact same plane. That's because they also share the exact same bed. See, it's big guy. I can't do it! I can't make fun of Sesame Street! It's the first show I ever saw! I'm sorry about the gay joke, Bert and Ernie. I'm sorry, Big Bird. I'm sorry, Grover. I'm sorry, everybody. I love you all. You're all so beautiful and innocent to me. You are childhood. I can't do it. I'm finished. I'm done. Get someone else to review the movie. I can't do it. Hey, you want $20? Go review this movie.
Hooray! Oh, I am here to review. What's the name of this movie again?
Follow That Bird.
Oh my God, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. There's this bird who runs away from home, only to run away from his home again to get back to the first home that he ran away from in the first place. And there's this lady who looks like one of my acid fantasies, and she is trying to bring him back home to the home that he ran away from the second time. Now I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So anyway, there's these two guys, and they're like, dude, that's a big bird. And they're like, let's paint him blue for some reason and parade him around like an animal, which he is an animal, so I guess that's legal. Meanwhile, Bert and Ernie are flying, Super Grover is flying, and Oscar is flying, except on the ground, and Cookie Monster ate his car because he thought it was a cookie. I thought my car was a cookie once, but it wasn't a cookie. Or a car. It was man. So they find Big Bird, and at first they're like, hooray, but then they're like, oh crap. So they have a big car chase scene, and they're like, jump, and he's like, no, and they're like, jump, and he's like, no, and they're like, jump, and he's like, okay. So the bad guys are taken away by Officer John Candy, and Big Bird is returned back to Sesame Street. But Miss Fitch is like, I have to take you back home, and Big Bird is like, dude, what is your deal? Everybody's like, this is his home, go back to Russia. So the moral of the story is, home is not about where you belong or where you need to be, it's all about where you live. I live in a box, so that blows donkeys. I'm Chester A. Bum saying, I remembered so you don't change! You got change! Ah, come on, help a guy out, will ya? Come on, change! Well, can you at least tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Nobody seems to know!